It's fascinating, frustrating, and liberating at the same time.
Although he wasn't around all the time, did you learn lessons from him when you met him, when you started to sort of rekindle your relationship with him?
I think I did, but not lessons that were taught, lessons that were witnessed. I think most of the lessons that we learn from our parents aren't taught, to be honest.
What did you learn from him?
I definitely think from him I learned how important it is to maintain your friendships. You know, he's lived a long life. He's older than my mom. But even as he's gone into his old age, he still has friends. He still has community. He still has he showed me how wonderful that thing is, because friendship, I feel like friendship has in many ways been given the short end of the stick in the world of relationships. People understand the value of like parents and children, and then people understand like romantic relationships. They go, oh, that's the most, of course, your spouse. But your friendships are one of the few relationships that don't necessarily rely on like a transaction in a way. It's like purely choice.
Whenever I speak to entrepreneurs, there's one problem that always comes up, but today's sponsor, LinkedIn, has a solution, and I think you'll want to hear it. Connecting your business with the right audience can be tough. You can spend a lot of time and money trying to get it right, and still, regardless, fall short of that, especially when it comes to B2B marketing, where you're not doing business with one person, you're dealing with teams making decisions together. Through LinkedIn ads, you can connect with an extensive professional network of over 1 billion members, including 10 million C-suite executives. You can also target specifically by job title, industry, company, and more. It's no surprise to me that LinkedIn is reported to be the highest returning paid social platform in the world. To help you get started, LinkedIn is offering a $100 credit to launch your first campaign on the platform. Just go to linkedin.com, DOAC24 to claim your credit now. That's linkedin.com/DOAC24. Terms and conditions apply. Patricia, she's your mother.
Yeah.
She's so central to your story, to much of the wisdom you have. You talk about continuing the legacy of her legacy, I guess, and everything that she's instilled in you. She sounds like a superwoman in every sense of the word. The apparent resilience, and I say apparent because I don't know how to define the perseverance in the face of so many struggles, other than using the word resilience, is astounding. I won't show this picture either, but I found this beautiful photo of you, which reminded me a little bit of.
Oh, that one you can, because I've posted it online.
There you go. One of the things I've struggled with is with the disconnect between me and my parents is I've struggled with the thought that there's going to be words unsaid.
Oh.
And I ask some of my guests about this because I'm trying to navigate it in myself and within my own life. If you had a 60-second phone call with Patricia and you knew it was going to be your last, what would the words be? What would you choose to say?
Oh, I think it would just be, I love you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, I love you, thank you so much, I love you. And genuinely, that's pretty much it. Because I'm really lucky that I've said, and I continue to try to say, most of what I should to my mom. And there's always new things that come up, and then I try to say them, and we have beautiful conversations. Like these days we take like drives, drive her to go and buy a new chicken for her. She's got like a little chicken. It's not even a farm. I don't even know what to call it. It's like a little squad of chickens. But I'll just take her for a drive, and then we just talk about life, and we talk and we share and we laugh but we spend it's like the nothing moments, no agenda, there's no thing we have to do or not do. I sort of slip into her life. I find her in the garden and I just stand around while she does her gardening and then listen, talk, share. But really, that's if that was the call now, it would just be thank you. I love you so much. Thank you very much. I love you. Thank you so much.
And I guess that early experience where she was shot by your really kind of allowed you to get the perspective.
Yeah, definitely.
Before most of us would
definitely
have the perspective. She sounds like a remarkable person. When you talk about continuing her legacy, how'd you do that?
Well, she would challenge me and say, my goal is to improve on her legacy. My mom's definitely remarkable. But as she would say, it's, by the grace of God, it's not by her hand alone. And I think one of the things that I've loved most about my relationship with my mom is that I've come to learn that part of what makes her so exceptional is the fact that she's a flawed human being. She's not perfect. There are some wounds that she's inflicted on me that I need to now deal with in my life because she's been my parent, you know? And this is sometimes the paradox that we struggle with in our lives as people. I think we've been so indoctrinated into this like binary way of thinking that we then want to go, we had great parents or we had terrible parents. Sometimes you had a parent who was great at some things and terrible at other things, you know? And if they did love you, they were doing their best. Sometimes they didn't, and I think that's tough for some people to acknowledge. But if they loved you, they were doing their best and they tried their best and they failed at other things, and that's fine. But, my goal and my